This is a full red and black inventory for CS2 and I included both cheap and expensive options, so there's skins for everyone no matter what your budget is. Starting with the P250 Crimson Kimono, and this one is super expensive as it is factory new and it's also a tier 1 pattern with a lot of red, so it's like $120. That being said, a much cheaper one would be the P250 Nevermore, which looks nice and the factory new is only $1.6. Next we have the MP9 and the Hot Rod obviously fits perfectly, but the problem is it is over $200, so a much cheaper option that also looks nice is the MP9 Ruby Poison Dart, and this one in factory new is $2.5. And now we're going over to the M4 and we have so many options here. The best one hands down is the M4A4 HAL, but yeah, the minimum wear is almost 6k, so a much cheaper option would be the Souvenir M4 Red DD Pad, which in factory new is about $14, and for this one just scratch the stickers off as the non-souvenir version is over $100, but an even cheaper one is the M4A4 Evo Daimyo, which in minimum wear is only $2.5, and as you can see it also looks very nice. And a super cheap one is the M4A4 Converter in factory new for around 80 cents. So yeah, as you can see there's a lot of choices possible and it fits every single budget. This video was sponsored by SkinsMonkey, which is a trading platform where you can trade your old rusty CS2 skins for some new shiny ones in seconds. You just select the skins that you want to trade and the ones that you want to get. You click trade and it's done. If you use my code OZNI on the website, you get a bonus of up to $5 for free and a 35% bonus when buying balance. They also host giveaways in the freebies page and link to SkinsMonkey is in the description. For the USP, it is pretty easy. The Cyrex in minimum wear is clean, fits well and only costs $1.7, and the same goes for the Dualies. The Panther are literally perfect and the minimum wear are about $2.4. Now we're going over to the AWP and there's 3 options here. A nice one is the AWP Long Dog, which is a new skin, but it is very expensive as the minimum wear is $272, but an even better and cheaper one is the AWP Wildfire, which is just as perfect as it gets for this theme and the minimum wear is around $79. But for a super cheap one I went to the AWP Duality, which looks nice as well, and you can get the minimum wear version for around $4.5. My only thing with this one is that it is a little dark. For the Tech 9 there's really not much to say. The Isaac is just the best one hands down and the minimum wear is only $4.2. But for the FAMAS, my favorite one is the Rogue Cage, which is affordable as well and the minimum wear is $4.4, but you might prefer the FAMAS Valence, which costs almost the same as the minimum wear is $3.7, so whichever you prefer is really up to you. And now we have a set of classics, which starts with the Glock Candy Apple in factory new for $1.9, and then we have the Nova Candy Apple, which of course is perfect as well, and the factory new is $0.3. And lastly we have the Mac 10 Candy Apple, and this one in factory new is only 50 cents. And now for the M4A1, we have so many picks possible. The first and most expensive one is the M4A1S Hot Rod, which costs an insane $2,250 in factory new. So for a mid-budget one I went to the M4 Cyrex, which is also nice and the minimum wear is around $38, but an even cheaper one is the M4 Blood Tiger for around $5.5 in factory new, but I don't love this one. And I also went to the super cheap one, which is the M4 Night Terror, and this one in factory new is only $1.4 and it fits very nicely as well. For the AUG, the best one is the Hot Rod, but it is $570 in factory new, so as a cheap option I went to the AUG Seed Mid, which yeah, it's not perfect, but I think it's as good as it gets and the minimum wear is around $4. And next we have the 5.7 Urban Hazard, which in factory new is only $2. A better option would be the Candy Apple, but that one somehow is over $100, so this one ends up being much better in that sense. And then for the Desert Eagle, my favorite one for this inventory specific is the Code Red, which in field tested is around $21. This one is even my play skin, but as a cheaper option we have the Desert Eagle Serpent Strike, which is a new skin and it just fits nicely here. The best part about it is that the minimum wear is only $1. Then for the Galil, it is very easy and it has to be the Signal, which has some blue as well, but it's the best one possible and the factory new is $1.6. For the Mag 7 I picked the Heat, which is kinda orange as well, but all black and red Mag 7s are like $100 and there ain't no one gonna pay that much for a Mag 7 skin, so this minimum wear for $1.3 is pretty good. And next we have the AKs, and for this the best one no doubt is the AK Bloodsport, but it is not cheap at all as the minimum wear is around $200. So another nice one is the classic AK Redline, and it's still pretty expensive for around $40 in field tested. So the cheapest option would be the AK Orbit MK01, but yeah, it's still not super cheap because it still costs $24 in minimum wear. And for the SG, I went to the Darkwing, which is the best one possible. It is literally perfect and the minimum wear is 70 cents. The Scout is pretty tricky, there's really no cheap option here, but the best one in my opinion in terms of price to quality ratio is this, which is the Bloodshot, auto. And in field tested it is around $11, and for the XM I chose the red Python, which, I mean, all other options are very expensive, so it doesn't make sense for a weapon that you almost never use, and this one in minimum wear is around $2.6. Now we're going over to the knife and glove combos, and yes, plural, because I have 3 options for you. The first is a super expensive one, which is a butterfly ruby with a specialist gloves crimson kimono in minimal wear, and the gloves here are tier 1 pattern with max red, so I'm not even gonna try and price them, but they are at least 50k, making this combo like $70,000 at least. And now for a mid-budget, which is kinda crazy to say because it is still pretty expensive, we have the M9 Autotronic field tested with sport gloves Scarlet Shambadkin field tested as well. And this is actually the combo that I'm using at the moment. I love it, but as I said, it is not cheap at all. It still costs $1,750. And for a cheaper one, there's the Ursus Crimson Web in field tested with the Bloodhound Gloves Chariot in field tested as well. And this is as good as it gets for a lower budget, as it costs $395. You could probably get another one going for around $300 with like cheaper gloves, but it won't look nice, to be honest, so this to me is really nice. And lastly, for the Asians, we have on the T side, I went with the Resin, the red shirt saber, which I think fits very nicely here and no one uses it, and it is about $6. And on the city side, it is tricky, there's really no red one, so I went with one which has black sleeves, and it is the B Squadron Officer, and this one right now is going for about $11.5. If there's any color scheme that you want me to do, let me know down in the comments, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for daily CS2 content.